Does the moon have an atmosphere? I bet you if I was to ask most of you right now, you would say, well, of course not, Vaughn. The moon doesn't have an atmosphere. Let's find out, shall we? Evil must be punished. Alrighty. American Geophysical Union for immediate release. Investigating the moon's atmosphere. Washington, D.C. An intensive effort is underway to determine the composition of the moon's tenuous atmosphere. Hello. Although conventional wisdom says the moon is devoid of an atmosphere, and in layman's terms, this may be close enough to the truth, the space just above the lunar surface is not a total vacuum. The Apollo program identified helium and argon atoms there, and Earth-based observations added sodium and potassium ions to the list in 1988. Geophysical Research Letters, a publication of the American Geophysical Union, is publishing new findings on the composition of the lunar atmosphere by a group of scientists headed by Drs. Urs A. Mal and Ernhard Kutsch of the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy in Katlenberg, Lindau, Germany. Titled Direct Observation of Lunar Pickup Ions Near the Moon, the GRL paper describes observations of the lunar atmosphere by the superathanol ion spectrometer. See, that went 5 times fast. Instrument aboard the WIN spacecraft. STIX has identified ions of several elements, including oxygen, silicon, and aluminum, but only in small amounts. The quality and quantity of STIX measurements will increase considerably in November 1998, when WIND will spend an extended period of time near the moon. In addition to the Max Planck Institute, researchers on this study are based on the Institute for Geophysical Meteorology of the University of Cologne, Germany, the Institute for Physical Science and Technology of the University of Maryland, College Park, and the Institute for the Study of Earth, Oceans, and Space of the University of New Hampshire and Durham. So, since 1988, we've known that the moon has an atmosphere. Now, my question is this. Why didn't most of you know about it? Interesting, is it not? But that's not all. I've got another one here. Now, this was dated August 17th, 1998, but we've known about this since 1988. And here's a quote from Encyclopedia Britannica. Though the moon is surrounded by a vacuum higher than is usually created in laboratories on Earth, its atmosphere is extensive and of high scientific interest. During the 2-week daytime period, atoms and molecules are ejected by a variety of processes from the lunar surface, ionized by the solar wind, and then driven by electromagnetic effects as a collisionist plasma. And the position of the moon in its orbit determines the behavior of this atmosphere. For part of each month, when the moon is on the sunward side of Earth, atmospheric gases collide with the undisturbed solar wind. In other parts of the orbit, they move into and out of the elongated tail of Earth's magnetosphere, an enormous region of space where the planet's magnetic field dominates the behavior of electrically charged particles. In addition, the low temperatures of the moon's night side and impermanently shaded polar craters provide cold traps for condensable gases. So, once again, it would seem that we do indeed have an atmosphere on the moon. Now, I'm curious, why haven't we been told? Was we supposed to go digging for this ourselves? Apparently so, because the general rule of thumb is that no, the moon does not have an atmosphere. Well, now, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, suddenly the moon does have an atmosphere, doesn't it? See, it's this type of disingenuine activity that really pisses me off. If it has an atmosphere, just come out and say, yeah, okay, fine, it's got an atmosphere. You know, you don't even have to say whether it's breathable or not. I don't think that, you know, I mean, we were led to believe it didn't have an atmosphere at all, weren't we, guys? Yeah, well, it's a fucking lie. We were lied. We were lied to. So, I just see that it's crap like this that really infuriates me. You know, and it would be nice if there was a little more above board. Now you can say, well, maybe they didn't know it had a. They've known since 1988. Where was a press release? Can anybody listening to the sound of my voice now remember NASA getting on TV and saying, guess what, guys, we've figured out that yes, the moon does indeed have an atmosphere. Any of you, let me see your hand. Let me see. Wrong hand. Let me see the hand of anybody that says they saw a press release from NASA or somebody important, the president, anybody that says, yeah, the moon definitely had an atmosphere. I bet none of you have, because I know I sure haven't, and I you know, I'm big on the planets. I don't remember it. So see that this slightly disingenuous, slightly not crap is exactly what I've been ranting and raving about for years. You know, if you find something, put it out there, man. Let the people know. You know, don't treat us like mushrooms. And if you want to know how a mushroom is treated, I'll tell you. You sit in the dark and you eat shit. All right. So no, I'm sick of being treated like a damn mushroom. Now, if you find something, you know, it's like Mars, man. And I know I obsess about Mars, but I can't help it. All right, we've got potential life on Mars, we've got water on Mars, and we got plants on Mars. Yet, what do we hear every day, over and over and over again? Oh, there's no life on Mars, there's no plants on Mars, and there's no waters on Mars. And we hear that mantra over and over and over again, despite the evidence that I've shown you in my videos. And it gets really infuriating. I'm not to the point to where I want to bust my hand through the monitor yet, but you know. But it does. It gets infuriating. You know, and like I said, man, how many of you listening to me right now would have known the moon had an atmosphere? None of you. Because nobody was told. You have to, if you don't go and look, now, my God, if Encyclopedia Britannica isn't a reliable source, what in the hell is? Okay? And there, bam, there it is. But see, now, if you didn't go hunting for it, you'd have never knowed. Right? Am I right? Well, see, that really pisses me off, man. That really pisses me off. Oh, and as a side note, I will be getting me a decent cam. Microsoft VX1000. I'll be getting it from Tiger Direct. It's $23, man. And you download the drivers from Microsoft, and it's Vista compatible, XP compatible. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna send away for it. Probably get it in a week or two. But no, this is a load of hogwash, man. You know, in 1988, anybody important should have come out and said, well, yeah, guess what, guys? We found an atmosphere on the moon. Well, they didn't do it, did they? My question is why? Why didn't they do it?